Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Monday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome, Jenny. How are you? It is not an illusion. It is actually a decent hour, I might as well add. I know. How are you guys? It's a decent hour. I'm really proud of myself. And I really wanted to get this to you guys earlier. And then later, what? PK in the house. What's happening? That's funny, PK. So I got a good message for you today. I haven't done, I think I may have done an invention story, maybe just a couple times. I haven't done a lot of invention stories, but I will. This is one of my favorite invention stories, and I didn't know the background until I kind of did a little research and found out what's going on with this, and such a great little story. So back in 1937, and I'm doing this without notes. So I took mental notes. Hopefully I get them right. Okay, anyway. So back in 1937, a gentleman by the name of, J Money in the house, by the name of Sylvan Goldman, he was the owner of a store named Humpty Dumpty. I don't know if you've heard of that store or not, but back in the day, that was a pretty cool store. I've actually been to one. It was in, I think he was in Oklahoma City is where it all started. And he got this idea. Well, he noticed that in one of his grocery stores, which is Piggly Wiggly, you've probably heard of that. That was the owner of Piggly Wiggly. He noticed that in his grocery store, people stop shopping when their little carrying little basket thing gets full. So he kind of sat there and kind of studied this and said, well, what can I do to increase sales and kind of solve this issue? So he got this idea from a folding chair, and that's a whole other story, but he got this idea from a folding chair, and he created the first shopping cart. And he put it to use in his grocery store in Piggly Wiggly in 1937 in Oklahoma. And and it was a complete flop. Nobody used it. People were kind of embarrassed to go around with this big thing, and nobody used it. So it was a complete flop. So not giving up, he's all like, well, maybe they haven't seen this enough. So what he does, he paints the whole like inside of the grocery store with the shopping carts and all this stuff, and kind of wants to watch, the audience, if you would, and nothing. Not a thing. Nobody uses the shopping carts. They just feel embarrassed and just feel clunky and just weird, right? So, not giving up, what he does, he sits down and he thinks about this, and he's all like, well, okay, here's what he does. This is so good. He hires a bunch of actors and actresses that all they do is go around all day in his grocery store pushing the shopping cart and shopping things. And you know it. And that triggered more people looking over and saying, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, they can put more stuff in there and that's kind of cool, right? So they started taking this on and doing the same thing. And before you know it, I think it was 1946 that the shopping cart got patented and put together again and reinvented, if you would. I think it's 1946 again. And yeah, and it became the shopping cart that it is today. Now, the cool thing is, what a cool story, right? That's a real cool little story. Two things you can think about this, right? Two things. One is that when he was hitting a plateau, right, where he wanted to increase sales, he sat there and he really thought about what he wants to solve. Goldman. He sat there and he's all like, okay, I want to increase sales. What's happening? He started to absorb people and he's all like, okay, when the basket gets full, they stop shopping because they don't have any place to put more stuff in, right? So what if I do this, right? So he noticed this, the area that he wanted to improve. He thought about it, he planned about it, and he came up with a solution, right? And he didn't give up throughout the whole process, right? It could have been a flop, flop, stop, but he kept going, right? But I love the ending, because the ending is back in 1937, and it still works today. Are you hearing me? This is so powerful. This is 1937 that he hires actors and actresses to sit there and kind of shop around all day, right? And as soon as people see that, that's funny you say that, the kiddos, he actually had shopping carts for the kiddos, so the kiddos can push it around too, so they could, have some fun. Yeah, so he made it really fun for everybody. So, and he thought about the solution, right? But I love the ending, and the ending, this is back in 1937, and it still applies today. And this was powerful. He brought in a few actors and actresses to pretend that they're shopping with their shopping carts, right? Well, as soon as people saw that, social proof, when people see other people are engaged in a behavior or an action that gives answers and gives a solution and has positive results, they want to engage in. Social proof. He painted the whole walls. Nothing. He came about with the shopping cart. Nothing. But as soon as people saw other people do it, they didn't want to miss out, and they wanted to jump right on, right? Social proof. Isn't that what we do all day now? Isn't that what reviews are all about? Isn't that what you see on Facebook or Instagram by an influencer and you just go buy it? You have no idea what the heck you just bought. Literally, an influencer says, I'm going to show you something. An influencer says, hey, get one of these for your beards. Like that. And you have no idea, you may not even have a beard, and you just go buy it. Just because somebody said so. You see other people using it, like, oh, that's cool, or it's a cool gift, or what have you, right? And you just go buy it. Social proof is such a big thing. Now, it could be, hey, this could be a positive thing, or it could be a whole negative thing. There's always two sides, right? So one thing I love about the ending is that, back in 1937, people did what other people did. Like, they looked and they're like, they did. Monkey say, monkey do, right? And that's kind of what we do still. Now, maybe now we do it more electronically because we don't get out much. So we're just, scrolling and checking out, oh, there it is, boom. Or we see the show on TV and we see a couple of people wearing or using or doing and all this stuff, and you're like, ah, right? And so that's a huge concept. Now, I am going to drop a little business call to action here for you, and I'm just going to call it what it is. I love the ending because of the social proof concept, and that's kind of what we do, right? I know that's what we do in our company. Is that's all we do. We actually use social media, social proof, in order to move products and to share information about the business, about the opportunity. We just use Facebook most of the time. So we use social media, social proof, and we take it from there. So we don't do like the meetings. You know, when you do like home meetings and meetings or Zoom stuff, there's nobody that is, there's no social proof there. You're just giving information, right? You're sharing your information, you're sharing your business plan, you're sharing the products. Now, you may have a couple of 10 testimonials. Don't get me wrong. You may have like 5 or 6 or testimonials on the Zoom or on the meeting, but you really don't have beyond that. There's no really more social proof, right? So in our company, we've done that. We've created a perfect platform where you use social proof. Other people are using it, like 100,000 people are in one group, and they're using a few of our products and they're bragging about them. So it's beyond me, right? So it doesn't matter what I say. It's like there's like 100,000 people talking about it, right? Now, that's what we do, and that's how we do it. Now, I want to drop this thought as well. I want you to pay real good attention here, because there's a lot of people that join my lives that are not with my company, okay? I don't drop the name of our company here. So there's a lot of people that join me and share my lives with other teams who are not part of my company. If you are somebody who was invited with a person that is not in my company, do not reach out to me. Reach out to the person who invited you on this live. They're the ones who shared this with you, okay? But if you are somebody who's looking to make some money on social media, using your phone, right? Then hit me up. I'll share some info with you. You like it? Let's go. You don't? No problem. We move on. Why don't you? It shouldn't be a secret. Yeah, I just don't. We just don't. We like to create that curiosity. People go ahead and ask me. They can ask me. I ain't shy about it. You know that. So yeah. So if you were invited by somebody else, I just want to make sure. But don't reach out. That's not cool. Unless you have questions or stuff like that you really feel like this platform would be a fit for you, then in that case, yes. But other than that, reach out to the person who invited you, because I really I am so humbled, and I so appreciate the people who share my lives and feel the message is it's important enough or worthy enough that other people in their contacts should hear it. That's what sharing means. That feels very special to me. So I would never want to take advantage of that. So I've said that many times before, but I want to say it again with this live. So with that, I'm going to draw the conclusion. With that, listen, the two things is this: if you're stuck in your business and on your entrepreneurship road, listen, I'm the same guy, work in progress. I'm still trying to figure things out, right? If you do get stuck, here's the thing. You sit there, you think, what do I want to solve? What's the issue here? What do I want to resolve? More sales, more signups, more recruits, more customers, more this, more that. Whatever your thing is, right? And then you're like, okay, well, how can I, right? You come up with it, and then you test it out completely, exhaust it. Don't give up on the first try. And then use other people's stories. That's what social proof is. You're using other people's stories. You don't have to have this award-winning Oscar worthy of a story. Nobody would relate to that. Very few people could. So you just use other people's stories. You leverage. You use social proof. My buddy so-and-so, my friend so-and-so, right? Facts tell, stories sell, absolutely. And you know what I feel about stories. Stories meant to be shared, not stored. So get out there, use social proof, think about your issues, think about what you want to resolve. Don't throw in the towel, figure it out, work it out. Other people have, so can you and I. So with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. Oh, the skit I dropped in earlier is a Persian skit. The song is 2 days old. It literally came out yesterday or the day before. Saturday, it came out Saturday, so it's like literally 2 days old. And the skit that I did, I've gotten over like, I think in a couple hours, I've got over 2,500 hits on it already on Instagram. And the original artist shared it and talked about the microphone. What? Shared it on his stories, and that was pretty cool. That's like our first time. That's pretty awesome. So if you haven't seen it, I know it's in Farsi. If you haven't seen it, I think I do a pretty decent job. Go comment, check it out, and see what you think. And yeah, that was pretty funny. The first time I actually dropped my skit earlier in the day than later in the day, because they had asked me to do this early, so I did. So I'm glad everybody liked it, enjoyed it. So if you haven't seen it, it's everywhere. I posted it everywhere, and hopefully it gets viral. You never know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, if you feel like this was worthy of sharing, do what you gotta do. Spread the love, tag a couple people, share it on your wall. I appreciate that very much. And with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.